UFC Influencer MMA Dream Card Part 2. Welcome back. If it's not welcome back, watch my Part 1. Otherwise you will get confused. Just watch my Part 1 if you haven't, or if you want to refresh your mind. Yeah, probably down in the description. Part 1 is down there. And yeah, welcome back, or otherwise, let's get to Part 2. And Deji's opponent is Bryce Hall. This is a great matchup. There's a lot of guys you could have matched up Deji with, several OGs, maybe around the Sidemen stuff, if they want to make it personal, or old opponents of KSI, many rematches for Deji to get back, or two. Yeah, like two. I don't think Deji realistically will fight Jake. I definitely think Bryce is a bit bigger, but Bryce is what is it? They have talked about fighting. They have some beef, talk some shit. Yeah, this, as I said, get some symmetry here, like with how they actually both lost and rebuilt. Back in 2021, what was it, May, June, both fought on the TikTok versus YouTube card. The YouTube guy dominated. The only guy, as I said, on the YouTube side, which was so embarrassing, like the most experienced guy on the card, like maybe except Taylor Holder, was Deji, and he lost Vinny Hacker. Of course, the same card, Gib, returned after a year and a half after his Jake loss. Has changed everything up, got in amazing shape, and beat the shit out of Taylor Holder. Got robbed of the win, but then afterwards they changed it from a draw to a win for Gib. And yeah, as I said, Deji also lost on the card, but in the main event, Austin McBroom versus Bryce Hall, the TikToker. Austin McBroom beat the shit out of Bryce Hall, who didn't know anything about boxing or how to throw a good punch. So the ref stopped it. Both guys lost on that card. Addison Rae, if anyone remembers her, broke up with Bryce. For those who don't know, I think Bryce got famous on TikTok. Pretty famous also for, as I said, dated Addison Rae, another famous TikToker. She's not relevant now, she's old news. But back in 2020, 2021, 2022, she was big. So yeah, I believe she broke up with the Mr. Dude here. Something happened at least. And yeah, he rebuilt, and actually in I think it was after Deji also took his losses. In 2022, as I said, Deji came back and rebuilt himself, beating Fusi, amazing moment. Bryce Hall, I believe it was in 2023. No. Because they were talking about Deji versus Bryce Hall was a fight that was talked about being on the Prime card back in October 2023. Dylan Dennis, Logan Paul, all that stuff. Especially Deji being on the card. But it didn't happen. A few months before that, I believe, was when Bryce Hall out of nowhere went into BKFC, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, and won by doctor stoppage or something. Tough dude, badass move. AF, I don't care about if the win was a fluke, whatever you say. So great win for him to rebuild. And now both coming off wins. One in BKFC, one in boxing and everything. Yeah, with it now being MMA, I think Bryce definitely is a bigger guy. He's big, jacked, good body, strong probably. I even think, did he have a wrestling background maybe? I don't know. But in MMA he probably would bully Deji, Why did you make the match then, low blow? I'm so excited for the next one. True Geordie! Okay, dude, this is... If you love MMA, you stick around for this one. True Geordie. You doesn't even have to be a MMA fan or what is it, UFC fan, influencer boxing fan to know who this is. I mean, he covers lots of stuff like, you know, Trump, political stuff, big news, viral stuff, but also MMA, boxing, influencer boxing. And he's definitely the OG of the whole influencer scene. So, like September, October 2017, when the influencer stuff started with KSI and Joe Weller in the UK, Geordie was a big part of it leading up to the fight in February 2018 when KSI beat Weller and called out Jake and Logan. He interviewed both fighters leading up to the fight. And yeah, he was a big part of the promotion. And also right before that, when he probably had his like kind of, I mean, he was part of a viral thing, I guess, on like New Year's Day, like, or you know, 31st January. I don't remember exactly, but 31st of December or the 1st of January 2018. Mr. Logan Paul went to Japan and did some fun stuff in a certain forest, and the whole world went after him for it. Geordie had earlier in his life found a friend who had it's sad, chose to end everything, and so Geordie made a video about it, not having, you know, this fake cancel culture cringe stuff that so many people have. He was generally angry and pissed off and cried in the video because it really hit home with him. And Logan, of course, saw that, and as we got to know later, that really stuck with Logan. And they talked later, just before the KSI Logan fight. Geordie interviewed him in the UK and everything, and they became friends and are now, yeah. Geordie is basically friends with, you know, KSI, Deji, Logan, like he's friendly with most of those guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, I'm sorry, let's go. Like basically the other thing of Mrs. Mia Khalifa. Jesus. This is like also the other thing for me. So, his opponent. As I said, Geordie was part of starting this thing with a big fight with Joe Weller and KSI back in 2018. His opponent started his career in 2018. Geordie covered influencer boxing. His opponent covered MMA. Both did it in their own unique way. Both pushed boundaries. Both looked and looks, especially his opponent, both overweight and fat and big and strong at the same time. Tall. Both are built. Both have great beard, but the difference is there's probably a 10 years difference between them. Geordie is like kind of bald. The other guy, if he doesn't have his cap on or his big hair out, I don't know where I'm going with that. His opponent, MMA Guru. Yes. The man. I mean, for those who don't, I mean, how can you, like, you doesn't even have to be an MMA fan. Like, how does the MMA Guru? Okay, yeah, I mean, he's the biggest MMA YouTuber, without a doubt. Like, I don't know, like, if you, I mean, first of all, he get often better views than Ariel and other stuff. I haven't checked lately, but he's currently getting the best views he's ever gotten. Controversial, goes after everybody. Many people call him Easts, and you know, he goes after everybody. Minorities, women, trash fighters. John Jones' sexuality. He has been going on Nina Drama for being a whore a lot. And yeah, if you didn't know, he's my favorite YouTuber. He's the reason why I started this channel. Yeah, so he's amazing. And this isn't just like a fun thing for me. This isn't random at all. Both like the same height, similar build. Guru has been talking shit about Geordie for 4 or 5 years. If you go back, this clip from Guru back in 2020, 2021 there, talking shit about Geordie and reading through his DMs, if you want to call it that. Talking dirty with a lady, talking about sucking on a dildo, lots of weird stuff. But yeah, like a perfect fight. And both guys, we have seen both guys throwing hand. This would be the first fight for them both. True Geordie did like a documentary like 3-4 years ago, like part 1, part 2, I think. The rebuild, I think it was, where he trained boxing and everything. So he wouldn't start with the boxing. He wouldn't start at the bottom at all. He definitely can throw some hands, and he's a big guy. We saw with Guru in he went to South Africa a year and a half ago, met up with DDP and DDP's training partner Cameron Simon, who's also in the UFC. And with Simon, he did some boxing drills. Simon held some pads for him, and he definitely doesn't start from zero. Like he also got hands. And I believe Guru grew up doing like taekwondo, something like that. So he definitely can kick and stuff. And when Guru has his serious moments, when he really talks about fights, what people should do in fights, talk about what fights do well and terrible and everything. Like, people have been going after his takes, but dude, now when he's doing a podcast every month with Demetrius Johnson, the GOAT, probably the best all-round fighter we ever seen. If we just look at, like, not power like Ilya or anything, but technique, like, for MMA, for UFC, like a 10 basically everywhere. Like, in the stand-up, he knocked out and beat the shit out of the strikers, the KO artists, whatever. KO'd Joseph Benavidez, fucking submitted jiu-jitsu guys, grapplers like Ray Borg, Wilson Hayes, whatever. He has like 10 out of 10 fight IQ. And he says that Guru is smart AF, knows what he's talking about, and everything. So with all that, Guru would probably win this fight. If it was only boxing, I would imagine Guru. I would imagine that Guru probably wins both. He's younger also, and he would have lots of motivation. As True already says, he doesn't have any motivation. So, but okay, if he was more, I think Guru will win both the boxing and especially the MMA with all his knowledge and everything, and already have some background with training. Especially having DJ, DJ could literally train him, like, dude. Or Matt Hume, who made DJ to the amazing fighter he is. He could probably bring him in and DJ for some weeks to, like. It would probably be closer in boxing, but I would pick Guru. But yeah, like, look at this. We got 2 fights left. Look at this card. Amazing stuff. Dude, I spent so... Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this. I spent so much time on this, like, doing... editing with, the background stuff. And I just spent too much time on the faces and their size and... so much unnecessary stuff probably, but I think it looks great. Hopefully you guys like it. Let's get, as I said, please like and subscribe if you want. You get content, MMA content loads every week, non-stop. Getting to the co-main event, Mr. Scammer himself, the Maverick Logan Paul. Of course, had his boom year in 2017. Grew, I believe, in subscribers like faster than any other YouTuber. Maybe someone has taken that record, but I believe he had a record at the time. Going into 2018, bam, immediately, forest thing, Japan, cancelled, whatever. And as he has said afterwards, he saw it as an amazing opportunity when his life, it felt like his life was over. And KSI basically gave him the best opportunity ever, like just a few weeks after that happened, like 5 weeks after, 6 weeks maybe. He called out Logan and Jake, and the build up and everything started from there. The big brothers going against each other, and the younger brothers, co-main Jake and Deji. Main event, Logan and KSI. Of course, everyone knows it became a draw. The rematch a year later, in the end of 2019, with The Zone and Eddie Hearn. KSI, of course, got the decision win. After that, Logan, after a year and a half of no boxing, fought Floyd Mayweather. And in that fight, up until that point, this was early on with Jake. Jake was, Jake had just beaten, I believe he had, a few months before, he had beaten Ben Askren. Also, I was about to say Rip. No, not Rip. I'm also sending all the love to Ben Askren. What do you say? All serious stuff to the side. No, all the joking stuff to the side. I hope you get well, Ben. I think it's so sad what's happening to him. I would imagine most people agree. I think he's back in the hospital. It's so sad. I hope everything goes well for Ben. But so Jake had his fight with him and beat him. And before Jake, I believe, it was around the same time, 2021 summer, Woodley versus Jake, the first fight, and this fight. So up until this point, we hadn't seen much of like high level influencer boxing, and you could definitely argue that Logan was the first guy to really have an amazing performance. I know people like to shit on Logan. I'm not a big Logan Paul fan. He's a scammer. Suing Dylan Dennis, I think, is so pathetic. Married to a whore, like so many weird things about him. Obviously on roids, so he's a cheater also. So yeah, many bad things, but also a terrible brother. Many examples. How he's fucking his, Jake's ex and all the diss tracks and everything. But I have no problem admitting, for example, that Logan is an amazing wrestler in the WWE. And in that fight against Floyd, yes, I know Floyd was smaller and everything, but Logan had been training boxing for 3 years, and not a full 3 years, on and off for 3 years. So maybe we say 2.5 at best years of boxing commitment. And he went in there with undefeated Floyd, who many people call the GOAT. We know Floyd didn't take it easy, carry him like so many retards say. The fights aren't rigged. It's illegal. I have watched like all of these Jake fights, KSI fights, and everything. I know people like to point, oh, look at that moment, he was carrying him, he was pulling back. Retards. Anyway, Logan had an amazing performance. He, I remember he ducked under Floyd's punch, which just looked insane how fast he did it with him being so much taller and how far down he had to duck. But I just remember moments that I duck, Guru slips, how he, he just reacted like someone that has boxed for a long time with how he just read shots coming, boom, block there, do like that. So for an influencer boxer, he had an amazing performance. Even tagged Floyd with a great jab too. So of course he was taken much more seriously after that. Didn't fight for 2 years, fought Dylan Dennis. That thing was a disgrace. His opponent. Give me some water. You broke. You fucking poor. Andrew Tate, man. Mr. Alpha, Mr. Giga Chad. The slot himself. Fantastic. And dude, why I love these fights so much, this could of course happen in boxing and everything. When you just look at skill and like a great matchup, this must be the best on the card. Logan, a former like high level, like he was a great high college wrestler. Like, I don't know what the highest thing exactly, but for his level back in those days, great high level wrestler. Did much better than Jake did in wrestling, I believe. And if you go back 5 years to 2020, just before Paulo Costa fought Adesanya for the belt, so this was like, prime undefeated Paulo Costa. There's a video you can find of Logan and Paulo Costa like wrestling and trying to grapple and take each other down and everything. And Paulo Costa wasn't. I haven't watched the clip recently. Was he going 100%? Maybe not. Like, but this wasn't Paulo Costa taking it easy. Like Logan, how he scrambled, how he moved, how he shot in that fight with someone that was so big, like dude, out of camp, not weight cutting Paulo Costa, especially back then, bodybuild like insane. Logan in that video showed that he has still great scrambling, grappling, and like in that video he looked better in the defense and scrambling and all that stuff, better than many ranked fighters in the UFC. Just gonna say that. So Logan has good defensive work with the grappling, great scrambling, great takedowns. He has decent boxing skills. Going into an MMA fight. Also have been wanting to fight in MMA, specifically in the UFC, for Dana White for many years. He has been talking about that. Andrew Tate, of course, a former pretty high level, or pretty good kickboxer, who has also done, I'm pretty sure both him and Tristan, his brother, both have done MMA, like 1 or 2 fights. So this is such a great pairing with the wrestler versus the kickboxer, and also that they have beef, like the people of the Tate and Paul brothers, the people that like really dislike each other. It's not even Andrew and Jake. They have even met up, like did like a podcast with Adrian Ross on Zoom or whatever, like 2 years ago. Have even like met up around that time, also did like a stare down in the gym or something. So and I even believe Andrew has expressed, like on his podcast or whatever, a few years back, that he didn't even mind Jake. It was like, Logan being the fake one, how he was a bad brother and everything. Yeah, so this is definitely the best matchup with, as I said, the wrestler versus the kickboxer. And not only that, as I said, Logan with a great wrestling background, especially for YouTube and everything. The wrestling he got, all the boxing he got, even have been training some grappling. He did some stuff with Adesanya, Jiu-Jitsu and Volk. And I believe he probably can take some stuff from the WWE stuff. And Andrew Tate being a kickboxer, so not only boxing, the kicks and everything, knees, elbows, and even done MMA before. Amazing matchup. As I said, both had talked a lot of shit. Tate for a while have been seeing through Logan as the bitch he is. And the main event, KSI versus what? I fucked. KSI versus Jake Paul, man. That's the fight. Look at this card, man. Come on. Yeah, that's the fight. And there's not much to say there. It has been building since 2018. That was the first name that came out of KSI's mouth after he beat Joe Weller in his first fight. Yay, Paul! Look, didn't he say? Yay, Paul, Logan Paul, and all the Pauls, I don't care. They were in contract negotiations and everything, close to happen. They had agreed on most things, because back in that time, if I remember correctly, KSI and their team and everything, they were totally fine with if they were gonna fight, I don't know, 183, 185, something around there, because that was the weight that, as I said earlier, Jake was fighting Tommy around that weight. He weighed, I believe, 183, 185, something like that. But when he lost, bam, Jake didn't want to fight. So now it's switched completely. KSI wants it more than ever. This was the reason why he returned. He now had technically 4 fights since returning. Especially after the Fournier fight. By that point, maybe 3 fights, but who cares? Now Jake didn't want to fight at all. He wanted to like rebuild against Nate Diaz. Yeah, and you know, KSI was like, okay, F you, man, if you don't want to fight, I just beat the guy that beat you. Of course, he lost to Fury. I thought that was a robbery, honestly. Currently, I don't even care about KSI. He has done so many retard things and acted so weird the last few years. But at the time, I was a pretty big KSI fan. I believe I scored like round 1, 2, and then 5 or 6 for KSI. So 3-3. But Tommy, in like the first or second round, lost a point, which means KSI wins. But so yeah, I don't agree with that decision at all. But he officially lost. So both he and Jake had lost to Tommy. So in that way, like both had lost. So it's not like they had shown both were competitive with Tommy, especially KSI. So it wasn't like one guy did great and one guy got flatlined. So it just showed that both guys, many people had thought that Jake was on a such higher level than KSI. That fight for many people showed that, okay, great, make this fight like they are on a similar level. But after that, KSI didn't want to box for a while. And yeah, it has just been back and forth ever since. And now for the last, I don't know when the weight became such an issue. If it was because in 2024, probably in probably late 23 into 24, especially when Jake started to bulk up for Mike Tyson and got up to like 2. What was the number? Like Jake or someone around Jake like said that this of course he must have came down in weight when he fought. Especially when he fought Perry, he needed to cut lows, I believe, which sucked for him. But when he fought Mike, of course, this was like his new walk-around weight because he put on so much weight to like KO Tyson or whatever. But I believe he was up to like 240 or something. Yeah, he was like bloated, you saw it. But after that, and of course, I get it, it's probably much harder, even if you like slowly lose the weight. If you go up to like 230, 240, it's probably fucking hard to get down to 185 compared to when you like, if he was walking around, I don't know, 200, 210, 215, I don't know what the highest was. But yeah, the weight is a big issue, but this isn't boxing, this is MMA. And if we're being realistic, Jake would probably ragdoll KSI in the wrestling. I've been talking for so long time now. F this. And that was part 2. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you liked the card, the matchups, fights I did. More videos like this coming in the future, I think. Subscribe for that. New video right here. Playlist right here. Subscribe.